Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Zainab Selby. I am the Chief Awareness Officer at Find Center, and I am delighted to introduce the second healing session of Recenter. Now, many of our attendees today, many of you are in the caregiving business, and however way you define it, some are therapists, some are caregivers, some are loving givers, some are in different capacity. We all have that in our personalities, those who are gathered here today. And I feel that there's something about that is that the giving, the loving, the offering is a constant and offer. And we often do it out of love. I mean, it's just, I do it just because. But those who are constantly offering take very little time to actually receive for themselves, and allow the receiving and allow the gifting back to themselves. And I think we're wired like this. I don't know whether we are wired like this or not, but this recenter is for those who are the healers, who are the offers, who are the givers of love and of services and of listening and of anything you define as giving. And it is a gift for you from Find Center, to actually just receive, just take in, just to refill your well, refill yourself, your heart. That's the only reason we are here today. Now, allow me to take a minute to describe what is Find Center, because it's a very loving offering that my friends and I, brought together. And it is basically a platform that curate the best of content and of wisdom of all time in one place. It is basically, we have 100,000 content of videos, podcasts, books, speeches, resources, all centered around anybody who is looking for guidance on how to heal themselves, how to recenter themselves, how to rejuvenate themselves, how to heal from all the injuries and the wounds. Basically, it is a resource. It's the rabbit hole, we call it, that you do want to go to, in a trusted place that has wisdom curated for you. And so, and an offering for you for free, basically, just so we can make that wisdom of all time accessible to everyone and democratize that access to spiritual and personal development and growth. So there's only one ask that I have of you today, only one, which is to visit Find Center and share it, with whoever is looking for resources in a trusted place. That's the only thing we're asking of you. And I do hope that you take that offer and you go there and you visit and you tell us what you feel and you be part of the community that we are building together. Today's housekeeping, before I go and introduce today's speakers and facilitators, the session will be recorded and it will be made available to all the registrants following the event. All attendees will be automatically muted off camera during the session, and attendees can communicate through the chat function. Now into the speaker and the session, and it is my absolute pleasure and delight to introduce everyone to Staci Boden. Staci is a fiercely loving somatic guide, energy healer, ceremonialist, and author of Turning Dead Ends into Doorways. Turning Dead Ends into Doorways. I mean, that's a book you want to read. Her individual and group facilitation draws upon earth-based and feminine wisdom, something that is personally close to my heart, actually, as a foundation for somatic energy practices like guided visualization for embodied transformation. Throughout, Staci teaches people to follow energy with practical spirituality, to make wiser decisions, improve relationships, and create great work. I feel when we are in a flow, that's when our work and our life becomes like play and rest and play, and it's a flow. And that's what sort of Staci is guiding us here towards that end. Staci will also be joined by Mickey Johnson, and Mickey is a leadership coach, Seven Directions dance ceremony facilitator, and a founder of a successful creative agency. She has experienced the power of following energy during the dance, during a decade of engagement with Staci Boden's book, turning dead ends into doorways, plus one-on-one energy healing with Staci. Today, Mickey is excited to be training as a somatic energy guide and to be assisting Staci with her 2022 Following Energy for Change Makers program. And finally, a frame for today's session, which is, and I'm conveying, and Staci will take it on. This is, Staci is inviting you to slow down, breathe, held, and be held with a guided visualization. After offering a grounding practice, Staci will create space for you to notice how you are, how you really are, and what you need. I will leave the rest in her hand. I trust her hand. I trust her heart, as I trust and love all of yours. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow and to joining you in today's session. So enjoy, and I hand it over to Staci. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, gee, I could start off crying right now. I'm already filled with so much gratitude for that beautiful introduction, as well as really deep appreciation for Fine Center. So I just want to say that I did go on Fine Center and started poking around and was just amazed at the level of integrity and all the resources that are there, and how it really feels like it's a place to welcome so many different traditions so that we can each find our own way of healing. And that is something that is super important to me and how I hold energy healing and guided visualization. And so I'm just really honored to be here, to be invited to be here by Fine Center. And I love supporting the helpers, the people who show up and give and who take care of so many people, whether you are a therapist or a coach or a teacher or a parent or on the front lines of the pandemic. The last 2 years specifically, we have been stretching the helpers. We have been stretching. I'm a helper too. And I'm honored to be a place that I often hold the helpers. And so I just want to say, like for me, what I've been noticing is deep exhaustion and tired. And so what I want to say to you is today, your job is to receive. Your job is to relax, that you've done the hardest part, which is you've cleared time for yourself. And so my biggest hope and intention is that you get to rest a little bit and restore yourself. So that's what I'm going for here today. And I just want to say, I'm going to talk a little bit about guided visualization after we do a grounding. So we're going to start off with a grounding. Then I'm going to just talk a little bit about the kind of guided visualization that I offer. Then we're going to move into a guided visualization that should last about 20-ish minutes. And there I would ask you to get a journal or something that you can jot notes on, even if it's your computer or your phone, because I want to give you about 5 minutes of integration time. And then at the end, we'll have time for reflections and, noticings. And also to let you know as a point that in order for us all to see the chat, you need to make sure that your chat box is listed as to everyone. And this is where I really want to say thank you to Mickey Johnson, who's going to be helping me with the chat and generally having my back so that I can really focus on tending to you all and the energy that I'm feeling right now in service to you. So with that, I want to invite you we're going to start off with a grounding. And so I want to invite you to close your eyes. Do not do this if you are driving. So the practices today are meant to be received when you are sitting down, or lying down. So just for now, start with closing your eyes. And here I want to invite you to begin to bring your focus inward and to connect with your heart. What I also just want to say is that as far as I'm concerned, this is not about me or even following what I say. This is about opening a doorway for you to connect with yourself. And so at any time, if I am saying things that don't land with you or that don't resonate, or if you are starting to feel a little too overwhelmed, just simply open your eyes, okay? The magic word is stop. You can use that for yourself. And within that, I'm going to invite us all to breathe into our hearts. Just take a moment, begin to focus inward. And here, as you breathe into your heart, I invite you to gather up all of the feelings or anything inside of your heart right now from the past week that isn't you. Okay, whatever does not feel like you, I want you to take a deep breath. And then I want to invite you to blow it out. Then I want to invite you now to settle in a little bit deeper into your heart, as if it is a soft pillow welcoming you home, because it is. And then take another deep breath. And then from there, I want to invite you to extend your awareness from your heart now down into your belly, down into your stomach, and take another deep breath. Gathering up whatever it is that you don't need and blowing it out. And again, just allowing yourself to settle into your belly. Rima talked about it yesterday as that place of power, and I am with her, our place of creativity. So just settle into that part of you, welcoming yourself home. And then from there, bring your awareness down now into what we call the first chakra, your sacrum, okay, where your bottom is touching your seat. And just take a deep breath and imagining that part of you opening. And just like breathing out whatever isn't you and just creating more space for yourself. And from there, I want to invite you now to begin to focus down, okay? Begin to focus from the seat of your sacrum down. You can imagine that part of you is opening up and a cord is dropping down, okay? You can also imagine a sense of awareness, a sense of intention. You can use your breath. So all of this is up to you. How do you feel called to connect with the earth in this moment? And from there, begin to extend your awareness, that cord down underneath your seat, underneath to the beginning of the earth. And here I always like to take a moment to just welcome and say thank you to those original peoples that tended to the earth way before we did. And specifically, I'm coming to you from the San Mateo coast in Pacifica near San Francisco. And there it was the Ohlone people that took care of this land. And so I want to say thank you to them. I'm saying thank you to all of the original peoples on behalf of all of us here today. And then I want to invite you to extend down deeper into the earth, the place beyond humans, into the dirt and the rocks and the soil. And I just want to invite you to go all the way down to the center of the earth until you connect with that molten core rock foundation that is the heartbeat of this planet. And again, take a moment and say, hello, good morning, Earth. How are you? How are you? May I connect with you this morning, this afternoon, whenever you are connecting. And because the earth is so patient with us humans, I'm going to imagine that the answer is yes, please, please humans, wake up and connect. Let's grow a relationship together. And from there, I just invite you to start to breathe up that earth energy, see it moving into your cord, see it coming up as golden light, feel it as tingles moving all the way up through the rocks and the waters and the different layers, all the way up into your room and then into your bottom, into where your bottom touches the chair and into your pelvis. And you can use your breath and your vision and just open to receive that earth all the way across your body, down your legs, breathing it down, breathing it up, breathing it into your stomach and your solar plexus and your back, breathing it into your heart, breathing it up across your shoulders and up across your neck and your throat and across your face until that earth energy comes out the top of your head and becomes a waterfall of light, giving back to the earth whatever it is that we don't need in this moment with deep gratitude. And then from there, I want to invite you to bring your awareness now back into your heart. And the other part of the grounding is to connect with the stars. And so bring your attention now from your heart out the top of your head, bringing it out into the daytime or the evening, beyond the Earth's atmosphere, and catch yourself a star to connect with the keepers of the wisdom, that place that holds vision and possibility and magic, and say, hello, stars. Thank you so much for all the ways that you guide us and teach us. And may I connect with you today. And from that place, the stars shine down upon you, and just see that star energy coming all the way down through the Earth's atmosphere and into your room and into the top of your head, breathing that star energy into your heart. I often feel the star energy as this bursting energy that can come through our heart and just mingle with the earth inside. And so now ask your heart to find that perfect balance of earth and star. Whatever that is for you, and whatever comes, just let it come. Trust whatever that balance is, because this is about you finding your own way. And then from there, I want to invite you to drop in a little bit more with your heart, okay? And I want to ask you to notice what did you notice from this experience? How is your heart in this moment? What images or feelings come in? And also, what support would your heart like in the next hour? How would you like to leave our time together? And then whenever you're ready, just slowly begin to bring yourself back into this time and place. And this is where it's like, whew, what a difference the grounding makes. So I want to now invite Mickey to come on in to open up the chat, because I'd love to just hear or see a little bit about what you noticed. So Mickey, would you like to unmute?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, and so if anyone wants to share in the chat, just like, one or two words that came in for what you would like to receive in this time, or even just what you're noticing, you can share with everyone if you want, or you can share with just the host if that feels safer for you right now. So there's an observation of getting to connect with the stars and the grounding, and how that's new and really lovely. Feeling lighter, feeling lightened by the process. Having a hard time releasing what's not mine. Yeah, pain, hopes, dreams of other people I work with. Yeah, absolutely. I know. Especially everyone here is really caring a lot for other people. Connection to what's mine and what's not mine. Seeking love, empathy, and patience through this session. My heart time feels safer, calm, and more settled. Yay. Thank you all for that.
Thank you, Mickey. Awesome. So thank you for that sharing, and thank you for the being real about the places where you might feel like you're carrying some extra, because again, I'm a container woman. So I've been feeling into, even though I don't know who's going to be watching all of this, I feel into the energy of this. To me, I'm holding this as a circle this morning. And yeah, it feels like there's a lot of fullness that we're all sitting with, and that the helpers especially, have been taken care of. So really, I hope that you can receive this as an opportunity to just take some time for yourself, and to really, we're going to practice a little bit of letting go later on. And again, I'll be guiding you through it. So you just get to enjoy the ride. And so I just want to offer, I really was inspired yesterday by Rima's yoga energy healing. I highly recommend it. And she shared a little story about her grandfather and her lineage. And that is inspiring me to share just a little short story about kind of how I found my way to guided visualization. And just to say that back in the day, in around 1994, just after I quit law school, because it was not my cup of tea, I grew up in San Francisco, and we moved, my husband, who I'm still with, we moved to Half Moon Bay, and I found a beautiful little store called Onesha Healing Tools, where there were teachers who were starting out. And I was presenting myself to one of the teachers who would become my teacher. Her name is Maggie Quinlan. Because I really knew that I didn't want to be a lawyer, and I knew that I wanted to be of service in the world, and I knew that I had these tingling energy hands, but I didn't know much else. And so I kind of presented myself to her one day, walked in and came in just saying, like, I've tried really hard and I've studied all these ways, but I just can't seem to meditate. And I'm just like, I came to her and like presented myself as this failed meditator, because I couldn't go inside. When I went inside, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because of my lineage. I'm, Jewish Ashkenazi, and there's a real energy of questioning with that part of my lineage, or whether it's because I come from San Francisco and I was raised by, two moms and a dad, and I come from a very strong, feminist, lesbian, questioning, feisty. So when I would go inside, my world would come alive. And it wasn't very, at the time, I've since learned to really love stillness, but at the time, my world would come alive and I would feel called to engage with it. So I presented myself to Maggie knowing I wanted to be of service, but being like, what happens if I can't meditate? Like, am I going to be able to do this? And her response was just like, oh, there's nothing, it's all good. Eastern meditation is great, but there is another way. It's totally okay for you to be able to go inside and connect with your body, and to connect with whatever it is that shows up for you. It's really normal, in fact, especially for women who are very relational and very body-based, to want to go inside and connect with yourself that way. So just follow, stay with it. And there was something about that gave me permission, and frankly, helped me let go of any shame I had around not being able to do it the right way, and really set me on a path of learning how to move inward and explore what was happening for me. And that set in motion a lot of years of training, both with Onesha Healing Tools, with Maggie, as well as two other teachers, Meenakshi Kramvik, and then later on Jennifer Sugarwoman, and then set me on a path to connecting with the Center for Sacred Studies, which is dedicated over 30 years to studying directly with original peoples, and to really studying non-ordinary states of consciousness practices, like guided meditation, like breath work, like many of the practices and the healing sessions that are going to be happening this week, and dance ceremony. And so what happened was I began to grow a very deep relationship with guided visualization, not as some kind of a technique, not as anything prescriptive, but just really as an opportunity to go inside and learn another way to focus, and to learn another way to do something called following energy. And so I just want to say that following energy comes through the Center for Sacred Studies, very much about an earth-based, and I would say feminine wisdom way of what does it mean to approach life as relationship, all life as relationship, and what does it mean to approach life as learning how to get behind something that is bigger than our little selves to be of service. learning how to stay behind the energy and to become teachable. And so that is kind of a core practice of my life. And what happened is after many, many years of training, we moved back to San Francisco, and I began to see clients, private clients. And sure enough, as synchronicity would have it, those private clients would show up feeling like failed meditators. And so I got to then hold space for them, just again, to follow, because part of my job is to follow the energy of my clients, right? Just like you do. You travel alongside people, you may hold a space, but I'm here to get behind the healing potential of my people, right? Just like I imagine you are. And so it really meant emptying and holding space and really calling upon guided visualization as a practice, as a way to grow relationship and hold space for people to connect with themselves. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be stepping into right now for you. You just got to experience a grounding guided visualization where I encourage you to notice feelings and sensation, to notice energy. And I'm going to continue to do that as we move into the guided visualization, the next part of the guided visualization. And so I want to invite you now to get comfortable. Okay. You can drop the screen and go lie down somewhere. So give yourself a moment to do that. I just want to say that, again, there's no way to do this wrong. And what I have found from holding space for individuals and groups for many years is that when we go inside, it's very, very rare for someone to not receive at least one image, and that it's an opportunity for you to notice how you perceive energy. It could be an image, it could be a color, okay? It could be a sound or a feeling. And that I've never had a challenge with people having one, at least one, but if not like 5 or 20. So, just to allow yourself to open and follow. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, if you lie down and you end up taking a nap, that's okay with me too. Okay. That will be time well spent. So with that, I hope you've all found a place to settle. Okay. And settle down and curl up. And I'm going to imagine now that you are lying down. I also want to remind you of the magic word of stop, that if anything starts to come up that starts to feel too intense for you, you can say stop for yourself, and you can open your eyes and just kind of bring yourself back to the moment. So you're welcome to do that at any time. And so with that, I want to invite you to close your eyes, laying down, just taking some deep breaths, bringing yourself back to your heart. And once again, just blowing out anything you don't need, okay? And here, as you're lying down, I want to invite you to, this time as you're lying down, I want to invite you to take, as you're breathing in, feel, let your body get heavy. And just feel the earth underneath you. And like, you can even imagine now that your only job is to receive and feel the earth underneath you. And kind of like your biggest challenge is how much can you let yourself relax? Okay. That's your biggest challenge in this moment. I dare you. And so just allow yourself to breathe, feeling the earth holding you underneath you. Sometimes it's helpful to even imagine that you're like lying on a warm bed of sand or just a delicious bed of grass, okay? And that with each breath into your heart, we're now going to invite the earth to kind of come up through your skin and your pores, directly underneath you, all at once. And you can just say thank you and receive it till your body feels yummy and full of the earth. And then we're going to invite in some sunshine to shine down upon you. Imagining like the perfect beam of sunlight that has the perfect amount of of warmth, not too hot, not too cold, and it's moving through your skin and your pores, and it's finding that place of balance. This is where you can ask your heart to help you find that place of balance inside of earth and sun. And then I'm going to just gently, because of I come from a tradition of when we open to these ways, these energy healing ways, we are opening to a real place. And so to be responsible, I'm going to just gently call in a circle the way I've been taught. And I want to invite you to call in some kind of circle around yourself in whatever way comes naturally to you. It can just be a circle of love. That's fine. And over here, I'm going to take care of all of us by just gently calling in the directions, calling upon that place of east, air and clarity and messages, calling upon that place of south, fire and transformation and trust, calling upon west, place of water and flow and nourishment, calling upon north, place of the trees and the animals and our healed ancestral wisdom, guidance, calling upon below to just form the bottom, the basket of our container, calling upon above to shine a light of awareness down upon us and remind us of magic and beauty, and breathing all of that in to our hearts, to that deepest place of unknowing, and asking all of these points to come together across time and space so that we form a sacred circle so that only the energy for our highest good with the clearest vibration may enter. And then from there, I want to invite you now to imagine that you can move through a doorway in your heart. Okay. There's a doorway in your heart that will take you to a natural setting. And maybe this is a place that you've been before, and maybe it's a place you've never been, but just see yourself gently moving through this doorway into a natural setting. And begin to just notice, where are you? Are you on the beach? Or are you in the forest? I want to invite you now to begin to use your imagination, that you are in a place where you can play, where you can ask questions, you can interact. And I want to invite you to go find a body of water, okay? Maybe it's an ocean. Maybe it's a beautiful lake or a river, but see if you can find a body of water. Go over to it. And when you go over to this body of water, just take a moment and be with it. Say hello. Hello to the waters of life. Thank you so much for all that you give us. You can imagine sitting down next to it and touching it. You can imagine diving into it. Just follow your impulse. You can imagine drinking it or just looking at it. Just take a moment and say hello to this body of water. Present yourself to it. Ask it to show you something. What would it like? What would this body of water like to reflect to you in this moment for your healing? And from there, again, I really encourage you to practice choice here. And what's coming in is to invite you to begin to roam around, okay? To begin to find a path or explore. And what you're looking for in this place is your own, a place that feels really inviting and yummy and almost like your own sacred place. So see if you can find a path, or if you begin to wander around, maybe, maybe you're gonna find a part of the beach if you're on the beach, okay? And that's the place you wanna hang out, right by the ocean. Or maybe you're gonna start to wander around and you're gonna find a path that's gonna go down, and it's gonna take you to a cave. And you're gonna wanna go inside that cave. And if you do, you can imagine that cave is lit and gorgeous with light. Or maybe you want to find a beautiful grove of redwood trees. And imagine that you are standing in the center of all of these gorgeous redwood trees. Just open and follow your own vision. When you find this place, I want to encourage you to make it your own, okay? So imagine you were creating your own sacred space, whatever that looks like for you. Imagine, what do you need to feel at home and peaceful and yummy and comfortable in this place? And guess what? You can create it in an instant. So just imagine that this beautiful space is set up in just the way you need it to be. And that you get to decide in your sacred space what comes in and what doesn't come in, because it's yours. And then from there, I want to invite you now, if you want to lay down in this place, or if you want to sit, however you want to be in this place is up to you. But here's where I want to invite you to imagine a circle of support around you. Okay. Imagine that there are all these incredible helping forces in your life that love you so much and are so grateful for all the ways that you are showing up in the world. Maybe it's people maybe it's animals, maybe it's people or energies you don't know, but there is a circle surrounding you of love and support and gratitude, saying thank you so much for all you give and all you offer the world. And your job is to sit in the center of it, or be in the center of it, okay? And just allow yourself to feel it, feel the support, kind of love that you probably give out to others, okay? And here I just want to invite you to invite in, like, first of all, some of you already mentioned that you were noticing that maybe there was some energy that you were carrying that isn't yours. And so here's just to give yourself a moment in this really sacred place with all of this love around you, to just practice breathing in and noticing anything coming up inside, anything that doesn't feel like you. Oh, what we've been carrying the last couple of years, my. Whew. How do we breathe into that? And just practice breathing it out. Anything that you might need to feel for a minute, okay? You're welcome to do that. This is a moment to just get real with yourself. Whatever it is that has been hard, it has not been easy, that you have really stretched into. And this is that place where I want to invite forward any one of those healing forces that are around you, okay? you can see which one wants to come forward now, who can support you, okay? Who wants to give you some of the love that you've been giving to others and can to support you with working with whatever is coming up for you, whatever it is that you don't want to carry anymore, that you're done with, that deep sense of tired, maybe. And here I'm just going to be quiet for a couple minutes to really invite you to connect with what's coming in to support you and love you in this moment. Here, I just want to say that, you can open up your energy. We have many different energy bodies inside of many different places in our bodies that can open in order to let go, more than just, in my opinion, the 7 chakras people talk about, but the bottom of your feet can open up. Okay. The palms of your hands can open up. And what if you just imagine that a gentle breeze now can come through and just blow anything away that you don't need. And that now it's just time to open to whatever you need in this moment. That you can receive a sense of spaciousness and love. And again, just open to what is showing up to offer you something. And then what's coming into now is just to know that, you can come back to this place at any time, because this is your place. Okay. So at any time that you want to come back to this place and open to learning about it more, you are welcome to do that. I want to say thank you to whatever you have perceived around you, whatever circle of support that has shown up, whatever that looks like for you. I want to say thank you to that. And if you want, you can offer up some gratitude yourself. If you want to offer up a gift, you can imagine offering up a gift to this circle of support. And if there's a gift that wants to come to you, you can receive it. And then from there, I'm going to say thank you so much to these helping forces, and whatever wants to come back with you into this time and place can. So that's a choice point for you. If you want to invite something to come back with you, you can. But now take a moment to do something to kind of close your sacred space, to kind of imagine it back in its original form, its raw state, with deep gratitude for whatever it's shown you. And then begin to make your way back. Whatever path you took, take it back the same way. So if you went to a cave, come out of your cave. Begin to come back on the path that way. Or say thank you to the redwood trees. And begin to come back that way, or by the beach. And as you begin to come back, just say hello again to the body of water, past the body of water that you were engaged with, and say thank you so much. And then see yourself now moving through that doorway back into your heart. And then take a deep breath now. So take a deep breath now into your heart. Just notice, how are you feeling? How is your heart feeling now in this moment? And then from there, I want to say thank you so much to all of the helping forces that were with us. And thank you so much to all of the directions for holding us in this time and place. I want to release you with deep gratitude and love. And I want to invite you now to kind of start moving your body. So start moving your body around on the floor and stretching a little bit. And then as you start to, I know you might feel a little, just notice the tingling, just notice the sensations. This is energy. It's good. It's healthy. So I want to invite you now. We're going to take about 3 minutes to, if you can find something to write on, or if you have any art supplies or just anything gentle and easy nearby, to just take a moment to notice what you noticed. What images, what words, feelings, sounds, textures. Just want to let you know I'm burning some sage. This is sage from my garden. Super excited to have my own sage. So I'm just gonna, this is a clearing herb. All of you, imagining it going out to all of you. Okay, so you can do a little more journaling afterwards if you'd like, but at this point I'm going to hand it off to Mickey to invite some people forward to come into the chat. So curious, what did you notice?
Yay, feeling the love. Yeah, if anybody feels called to share in the chat what you noticed or anything you gathered or any part of what you've been reflecting on here, it always helps us understand where the energy is going and been and, you know, what's landed with people. I just put in my circle of protection and love, in addition to my usual mama friends, for my adult children, 20 and 23. Not used to thinking about them helping me. That's lovely. Deep rest, resting in the sage. Yay. Throughout, I felt held, supported by the waters of the lake, supported by the strength of the trees, supported by the people in my life, living not. Yeah. I'm the protector of my own heart and have unlimited and unconditional love for myself. Woohoo. I let myself grieve and cried it out. Good. Yeah, we all need space for that. I recognize that peace and support is always available to me if I'm willing to tap into it. Definitely. That place is always inside of us.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, there's more.
Lots of images really help me center my own energy and flow. Awesome. Found it hard to engage with this practice. Thank you for your honesty. It's not something we are conditioned to do often in our culture. So new things are always great to try new things. It's okay if they don't land.
Yeah, and I think people are welcome to be in touch with me directly. Like if you have a very specific question about your experience, you're welcome to be in touch with me directly. Find Center can connect us, and I'm happy to talk with you more about that. And it's all good if it's not your thing. So with that, I just wanted to open it up if there are any general questions. I don't know if we've been receiving any questions that I haven't seen throughout this process, Mickey or Kayla. So if there's any questions that want to come through, like I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any. You can put them in the chat or however they're coming through right now. So this is a time. We have a few more minutes. So it's a time for questions. I want to let you know that if you really notice that there's a lot of energy in your body that you would like to work with, that it's possible to do that. But what I found is that we carry a lot of, everything carries an energetic imprint is my experience. And so if you're taking care of a lot of other people, to me, it's important to learn how, not just emotional intelligence, but energetic intelligence to move energy. So I invite you to check me out, check out my work. And I have a new offering that's coming out in March that's called Following Energy for Change Makers, where it's really about for people who are creating great work and helping other people to learn how to work with themselves, to learn how to work with their own energy, and also to learn how to pace themselves and stop pushing and start flowing in relationship with their work lives. because I think that we're not done with all of the change in the world, and it's time to really gather the change makers together. As far as I'm concerned, if you're a helper, you are a change maker. So that's also something that you'll be receiving some information about. Let's see here. Great. I also just really want to say again, thank you so much to Find Center. Because I was tuning into the energy of Find Center holding part of the container here today. And my point on the container and what I really felt was this is a moment of coming out really for Find Center, because it's coming out into the world, and the way that it's coming out as a place of offering to be of service to the helpers feels so generous to me and so heart-centered. So I just really hope that this week and whatever came in today could be of support, not only to each of you, helping the helpers, to each of you, but also to Find Center and to all of us. And that whatever energy you started to notice, okay, if you are someone who really noticed a lot inside of you, this can become a practice. Guided visualization becomes a practice for you to get to know yourself and how energy moves through you, so that you can start to notice energy in daily life through daily life occurrences and synchronicity. And you can begin to follow the energy of your life in a whole other way, because taking time to go inside and sort through a lot of things will help you clarify your own vision and your own experience in daily life. So that is, if this was a practice, if guided visualization connected with you, then that's part of what it can offer. So let's see, oops, there is a question. So Mickey, do you want to?
Sure. Someone in their imagery received the image of a flaming heart, was asking if there's significance.
A flaming heart. I don't know. So it's an image for you, and I want to encourage you to sit with it. So I would encourage you to sit with it and kind of meditate on it and ask, what is this flaming heart trying to show you? I don't know. This is part of like the thing I love about guided imagery, is that we get these clues, and we get to sit with them. Some of them come and go. When I work with people over time, some imagery comes and goes, but then some really stays with us, and it becomes part of your own wisdom to pay attention to and follow. But it's a strong image. So nice. Thank you, Carolyn. All righty, so we are arriving here at 10 o'clock, and I just want to say thank you so much for your time. And I really hope this has been a source of support for you, and you are welcome to be in touch with me. Please go check out Find Center. I just started poking around, and I was just amazed at all the resources there. So if you could probably come and find me there, and we can play that way as well. So with that, thank you so much. And thank you so much to Mickey for being here, and saying thank you so much to Kayla for the back end. Thank you so much. And I hope that you all feel a little bit more restored, and that you have a wonderful, wonderful day today.